What's up, faithful? Here we go. Let's get it. We're gonna do all our updates today. Talk about Anthony Lynn potentially getting an interview with the Commanders. All of that good stuff leading up to Sunday. We got a lot to talk about as we always do. I'm gonna hit that intro, and we'll be right back in just a second. I love the intro. I always love that part of Deebo walking out. That's one of the coldest clips of the season. Like when he walks out, glove, ready to roll. And Deebo was ready to roll today in practice. So today, when Kyle Shanahan addressed the media, he said that Deebo was going to be limited with an ankle, that it's sore. When they asked Deebo, they asked him in his press conference, they said, "How's your ankle?" He goes, "It's just a little sore, it's whatever. It's just, and they said, "It's just game prep type stuff." He said, "I'll be fine for Sunday." They told us, Kyle Shanahan says that Deebo wasn't going to practice today. That boy sprinted on the field. He was up there. He was upbeat. Deebo ain't missing this game. Deebo is not missing this game. NFC Championship. And he said in his press conference, he says, "Look, I've had these 2 years, the Chiefs and the Rams, where we were so close. You could tell he's feeling that hunger. He wants to go out there. He's not going to let this ankle soreness or whatever is minimal. He's not going to let these Eagles ruin his parade. He's so close. I feel after today, after I saw Deebo coming out in practice, and after I saw his press conference, this man's on a mission. He's going to be the X factor on Sunday. I know with the CMC, he's going to be big. Deebo Samuel is in for a masterclass. After today, I have found I'm sitting here. I'm like, Deebo ain't playing games. Last year in the NFC Championship, fourth quarter, Deebo didn't get the ball. We remember, head down, he's crying, he's in the tunnel. We remember those moments. Deebo remembered those moments. He's ready to go. He said, "F the ankle. I'm suiting up. Let me get in there. I'm going to practice. I need to get amped up." Deebo Samuel is coming for blood. He is coming for blood. I can't wait. Is this a Bowman jersey? This is a Patrick Willis jersey. It's his birthday. So I was like, you know what? Since I'm going to wear a jersey every day this week, we rolling Patrick Willis. Shout out to Patrick Willis. What a legend. Happy birthday. He's a finalist for the Hall of Fame. Boy, better get in this year. Hyped up. Let me get to some of these questions real quick before we get into it. Bailey says, "Bang, bang, not a gang." Gold-Blooded says, "Is this fan base scared of those Eagles? I don't see a lot of talk this week like normally with the confidence. It's destiny, folks. They will win this game." I just think that the Niner fans are just sitting back because they've learned their lesson. Like, look at last week. Cowboys fans were reckless. And the Niners, personally, I don't want to talk because I feel like y'all think I'm a jinx, whatever. So, anyways, I'm sitting back collecting receipts, and people are talking. Eagles Twitter is going crazy. I think we're just going to let them dig themselves to grave because if the Niners win, we got plenty of receipts. If you guys were on my live last night on Instagram, that was one of the most classic lives of all time. That guy that was on Twitter, what was his name? The guy that posted all those receipts. Hold on, let me pull up his name again. He came on the live, and we went mano a mano. We duked it out. He came on the live. What was his name? Kendall Beck, right? He's on Twitter, and he was slamming the Niners with all his takes. Man on man. Kendall, that's his name. Kendall, we went toe to toe, and he did not have the same energy that he had behind his tweets and in the comments yesterday when we were on the live. His comments did not sync up with his he was backpedaling. He was scared. That boy was scared. Eagles fans, they're keyboard warriors. They're reckless, and I love it. I love it. Be reckless. Be reckless. Be reckless. I love it. But anyways, it's a whole nother story for another day. So I think the Niner fans are just gonna sit back and laugh. That's what we do. We're laughing because it makes no sense to talk trash right now. The game hasn't been played. If the 49ers win on Sunday, oh boy, we got a lot of material, a lot of content, a lot of receipts. It's going to be great. Going to be fun. It's gonna be fun time. You like spicy, Raj? It was definitely a spicy night. Um, let's get this. So today, again, Deebo Samuel came out, practiced, hyped up, good stuff. Charles Omenihu practiced. Kyle Shanahan told the media. So today, there was two updates on Charles Omenihu. The NFL issued a statement, and they said that they're going to review under the league's personal conduct policy. There's no change to his status. So basically, they're leaving it up to the team. If the team feels he should play, he'll play. Now, Kyle Shanahan, he addressed it, of course. That was one of the questions. And he says he's going to practice and he's going to play this week. He says, we feel very good about letting the legal process play out by itself. So they're going to let the legal process do what it's got to do. And they're going to play Omenihu this weekend. He was in practice today. And, if you go to Cam Inman's IG page, he's got some video footage of Charles Omenihu at practice. So he was there today. Good stuff. Good to see. Today, the two people that didn't practice was Christian McCaffrey with the calf and Elijah Mitchell with the groin. They're limited this week. They're trying to ease them in. Kyle Shanahan has said again that they should be able to play this week. And then he did update us on Jimmy Garoppolo, who had an x-ray yesterday. And he says that he does not expect to have him this week. So people are asking, will Jimmy be the backup this week? Is he going to be able to play? So no, it's been 8 weeks since the injury. And with that timeline, he's still not able to practice. They did ask him. There have been a lot of people asking. So that was that update on Jimmy Garoppolo. So, but yeah, Deebo came out, practiced, good stuff. And you love to see it. You love to see Deebo hyped up and ready to go. I think he's going to have a masterclass type game. Now, the other news today was the Washington Commanders. They requested to interview Anthony Lynn, 49ers assistant head coach and the running backs coach. They want to try to get him as their offensive coordinator. They fired their offensive coordinator this offseason, and they're trying to upgrade. And what better team to look at than the San Francisco 49ers, who everybody seems to want our coaches every year. Let's go to the Niners. Let's go get Mike McDaniel. Let's go get Robert Saleh. Let's go get D'Amico Ryan. Let's get all the Niner coaches. Kyle Shanahan's coaching tree is crazy. So if Anthony Lynn leaves, it's just another coach that Shanahan has on his staff that goes and finds another job. Executives and coaches, everybody wants to pick. Everybody wants us because they can't beat us. It's crazy. It's cool, but it's kind of nice to be wanted and desired. As head coaches and as coaches in the league. But at the end of the day, Niners know what they're doing. They have these coaches. They develop them. They help them out. They go upgrade their career, and then the Niners get draft picks out of it, compensatory picks. So the rule in the NFL is if you are a minority coach and you get hired to another team at the same position or higher, then you get the team will get a compensatory pick. So I think I don't know if there's a limit. Someone was saying there's a limit. I got to look into that. But he's the running backs coach. So if he was to get hired as a offensive coordinator, that's an upgrade. So they would get a compensatory pick if there is no limit on it. So that's the status on that. It's crazy, man. Everybody wants a piece of the Niners. It's amazing. So I'm pretty sure the Niners would be able to get a pick. I'd have to review the rule, but to my understanding, yes. But again, I'm going to review this, and then later on, maybe we'll clarify it. But for now, I believe that they will be getting a pick. So, yeah, Fernando says, everybody wants to be us. They really do. Everybody wants to be us. So you got to love it. Elijah says, crazy how people hate on Brock that played Dak, and they said he wouldn't do it. That's what it is. The media is going to keep on hating the Niners. They're going to keep hating this team, man. And we see it. That's the narrative this week because nobody wants to believe that Brock Purdy can make it to the Super Bowl because, the deck's stacked against him. He's a rookie. Rookies don't win in the Super Bowl. They don't win. They've never won a Super Bowl. Until they see it, they're going to keep doubting it. They're going to keep doubting him. And that's it. So, you got to love it. You got to love it. Let's take a look at some more of these comments here. MT says, go look at how the Eagles performed against Dallas in Week 6. They were fully healthy, and they always got good field range because their defense gets turnovers. Hurts didn't play that good. I definitely actually went back to that game because I was talking to someone, and I was like, let me review this game. They beat Dallas by 9 points. This was Week 6. They were fully healthy. They beat them by 6 points. The Niners beat them by 7 in a playoff game, in a big-time playoff game. So To me, beating a team in the playoffs at that point, that's such a big game. That's better to me than beating a team week 6, fully healthy at your full strength by 9. I think the Niners, based on that, you know what I mean? Like, you can't sit there and discredit the Niners loss, because I saw people talking, oh, the Niners barely beat the Cowboys. You guys didn't beat them good. The Eagles barely beat them too. And honestly, Dallas Cowboys was probably the best defense the 49ers played. All the players said it. All the players said they saw how quick this defense was, the Cowboys defense. And they were closing up fast. But I think Philly's going to be a good team. It's going to be a great matchup. At the end of the day, both of these teams are good, and it's going to be a slugfest. This might be the best game of the year. This might be your Super Bowl, in terms of which teams are equally matched up. And this could be the Super Bowl type game. It's going to be that good of a game. And then whoever wins this game, play whoever's coming out of the AFC. I don't know. And Dallas didn't have Dak either. They had Cooper Rush. That was, I think, the only game Cooper Rush lost. Got to learn. The media is East Coast bias. Yeah, the media loves the East Coast, so it is what it is. Josh says, what are they going to say when we win the Super Bowl? I hope we find out. I hope we get to that point. So, VZ says, do you think this is going to be a low-scoring game? Oh, man. I have a sense that it might be, because these defenses are going to hit the living heck out of each other. It's going to be a slobber knocker. Like, it is going to be a knockdown, drag-out war. So I could see it being low-scoring. Like, honestly, I can't. It's not always fun to watch, but it's definitely going to be a battle. I could see these teams kind of pulling away in the second half, and somebody will start figuring out, because Kyle, again, he's that chess player. He's going to be methodical. He's going to strategize. And I think he's going to try to lean on that run game initially and then open it up. But you could tell, like Kyle today in his press conference, he just looks so focused. You could tell he's like, he knows what needs to be done. He knows, like, he's been so close. I feel Kyle he's ready for this, man. And he wants to prove people wrong. And shout out to Kyle. He's a head coach of the year candidate, finalist of 3 coaches. We got Dayball, we got Doug Peterson, and Kyle Shanahan, head coach of the year finalist. Now, I think he wants to prove himself. Like, look, I am that guy. I'm about to take this team to the Super Bowl. If he punches his ticket to the Super Bowl, you can't deny Kyle Shanahan. You really can't. And I think he's on a mission. He just looks like he's so focused. I haven't seen him like this in a long time. He wants that ring. He really does. He wants that ring. Obviously, the biggest test for the 49ers is going to be able to stop Jalen Hurts. That's the biggest test. If they can get to Hurts, if they can stop his mobility and force him to drop back and get in his face, then it's a game, man. The Niners have it. That's the key. It's easier said than done. But, with this team fully healthy and ready to rock and roll, I think the Niners can do it. We'll see what happens. Let's see. John says the stakes are higher than ever before. He's got to finish it. This is it for Kyle. Like, this could be a legacy season, right? He's got 2 more games potentially to stamp his legacy. If Kyle Shanahan can take this team to the Super Bowl and then finish the job, they'll always give this man flowers for life, man. And he will be remembered as a Super Bowl winning championship coach. And I know he wants it. He's been a Niner. He's been with this organization since he was a young buck, water boy. Like, he saw his dad on this team as coach. He wants this, man. You could tell Kyle wants it so bad. This is a big test for him. Sirianni and the Eagles, they're a great team. But, man, Kyle, he knows what it takes. He's been so close. I think Kyle's he's going to deliver it. Do I think that Kyle was trying to do too much in the first quarter versus Cowboys? Honestly, I just think that Dallas was up for the challenge. Dallas was just, again, what I said this week was Dallas was quick. They were fast, and they came with it, man. And I think Kyle had to really figure out how to readjust, and they got things clicking. And, they had to kind of settle Brock a little bit, and that big catch by Kittle, I think that opened it up. And I think, too, they were just trying to grind it out. Because in that fourth quarter, they started opening up the lanes and running a little bit better. That was just a defensive battle, man. Both of those teams wanted it. I don't think that he was trying to do too much. It's just 2 teams then that were absolutely in a dogfight. That's really what it was. And I think Kyle, after that, I think he started to figure out. And that's the thing. Kyle's going to figure out how to scheme and how to adjust throughout the game. It's a chess match for him. Salvador says, no rookie quarterback has ever won a ring, but there's a first time for everything. Man, how incredible would it be for Brock Purdy to win a Super Bowl? God, that'd be crazy. That story is amazing. That would be amazing. This would be incredible. But again, one game at a time. I got to focus on this Miami or on this Philly game. It's going to be tough because this is definitely pressure keeps mounting on Brock every week. He's got more pressure on his shoulders than ever before. So he's definitely got his work cut out. Philly's going to be licking their lips. They're going to be wanting to hunt him. You know, they do have the most sacks in the NFL, so they're going to bring that pressure. They could rotate people in and out. Brock's going to have to be on his A game. Luke says, has there ever been a father-son coaching tandem to both win Super Bowls as head coaches? I don't think so. See if the Niners can make it a first. That would be crazy. This is a lot of firsts for everything and lining up. It could be Kyle Shanahan's first Super Bowl victory, hopefully. He's been so close so many years. Brock Purdy could be the first rookie quarterback ever to win a Super Bowl, but we'll see what happens. We can't get ahead of ourselves. My man, VZ says, even if Brock gets us to the Super Bowl, that's an accomplishment within itself. If he gets us to the Super Bowl, that is an incredible story right there. But the story won't stop. But you're right. If he gets the team to the Super Bowl, I mean, God, that would be just phenomenal story. But icing on the cake would be taking it and being the guy to do it. And can you imagine, just for Mr. Irrelevant to be the rookie to do it? That story is a movie, man. He's Mr. Irrelevant first and foremost. He's playing good. He's in this, at this position, whatever. But if Mr. Irrelevant is the guy that becomes the first rookie to win a Super Bowl, Hollywood is calling. Script writers are going wild in Hollywood, and they are going to milk it. And I'm going to be there for it. And I'm going to be there for the midnight premiere of the movie. First row seats with my popcorn in hand. I can't wait for it. First GM to win as both a player and a GM. I think it possibly would be. I'll have to look that up, but I think it possibly could be. That would, and I think, and again, John Lynch, he's got a mission. He's been on a mission since he came to this team, and he wants to finish this job. He's turned down announcing job after announcing job in the past because he wants to stay with this team. And his goal when he came to this team was, I want to build a championship team. He's so close. 49ers Raj says he saw that Akash posted that 5 out of 6 of Jalen Hurts' interceptions came when he had to hold the ball longer than 2.5 seconds. We need to force him to hold the ball longer. That's a great stat, and it's kind of what we've been saying this week is we have to get pressure on Jalen. If we force him to get pressure and he's having to hold that ball more, that's going to give our defense a lot of time to figure him out. And you're right, they do need to make him to hold that ball more because quick release is always a good method to get the ball out and not give a defense a chance. Because if you hit him quick, defense isn't going to have enough time to react. That's typically the strategy Niners had when they had Jimmy is quick release. They know the pressure's coming. He wasn't able to escape the pocket, and he wasn't going to hit those deep numbers, but he always had stuff in the middle. Boom, 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 quick, defeat the pressure. So I think that's kind of Jalen's game. But you're right. If we can force him to hold that ball and we can get to him, even if they don't get the sack, if they're just coming out and he has to get rid of that ball in a little bit longer than he normally does, we're going to force him to make turnovers. And again, that's a huge key. But the only thing we can't let him do is escape the pocket. If he escapes the pocket, then we might be in trouble. Yeah, MT says, I don't worry about him as a passer. It's more about his leg. But that's it. That again, if he's able to escape, get out of the pocket and create, and then he can kind of pick apart the team. And that's what his major strength is. He's so good on the run. They got to be able to stop it. And that, again, people always say that's the Achilles of the 49ers, stopping these mobile quarterbacks. I'm so tired of that talk. I'm so tired of everybody saying, Oh, the Niners can't stop a running quarterback. I'm so sick of that because they've gotten better. Obviously, they're still not, 100%. They still have flaws in that. But man, it would be so nice if they just put that narrative to bed this weekend and go out there and crush Jalen. They go out there and make him look silly. Because I don't know about you, but I am so tired of that narrative of, oh, the Niners can't stop a mobile quarterback. The Niners can't stop a mobile quarterback. I'm tired of every single thing. They stopped Geno 3 times. He's a mobile quarterback. So it's not every single time, but they gotten better this year. We need Raj to get paid that $100. Yeah, we do. We do. We need Nick Bosa to get 2 sacks. We need 2 sacks from Bosa so your boy can get $100. So we'll see. Dak is mobile. Yeah, he had some moments. He's not as mobile as he was back in, before he had the injury, the big injury he had. So. A Boogie says, it's so dope to see a couple of the 49ers as finalists for some major awards. Yeah, we talked about it earlier. Let's talk about this again because this definitely was pretty cool. I want to talk about this a little bit more. Kyle Shanahan, head coach of the year, finalist. Amazing. He's in there with Brian Daboll and Doug Peterson. Those 2 guys have been great. They took 2 really poverty franchises and turned them around, brought them to the playoffs. But Kyle Shanahan, this man took a team that was great. Definitely should be where they are because of the talent. But they went through 3 quarterbacks, man. Their first 2 quarterbacks broke a foot, broke an ankle. That's crazy. And now they're on Mr. Irrelevant. Mr. Irrelevant, and they're in the position they're in. You got to give Kyle his kudos, man. So all 3 of them are very deserving. All of them. If any of those other 2 win, hats off to them. Hats off to them. And in 2019, Kyle was coach of the year finalist as well. He was number 2 that year. He lost to John Harbaugh. And we went to Super Bowl. Coach of the year, candidate, finalist. He's a coach of the year finalist again this year. We have Nick Bosa, defensive player of the year finalist. Chris Jones and Parsons, obviously the other 2. In his rookie season in 2019, the 49ers went to the Super Bowl and he won defensive rookie of the year. 49ers are in position to get to the Super Bowl again in the NFC Championship, and he's up for Defensive Player of the Year. D-Roy and Depoy. Kind of crazy. And in this season, Brock Purdy, or should I say Brock Purdy, like Paul Heyman said, Brock Purdy. He's up for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Nick Bosa, 2019. He was up for Defensive Player of the Year. So we have a Rookie of the Year candidate both years. We went to Super Bowl that year. Kind of crazy. In 2019, here we go again. Jimmy Garoppolo was up for Comeback Player of the Year the year after the ACL. Took the team. They went to, Super Bowl. And he was a Comeback Player of the Year nominee. Finalist. He lost to Ryan Tannehill. Christian McCaffrey is a Comeback Player of the Year finalist with Saquon Barkley and Geno Smith. Came back from being on the bench. I don't know about that one. I'll probably give it to him because Ryan Tannehill, he came back from being mid, right? I think Saquon Barkley would deserve that. Came back from a massive injury, and he played phenomenal and carried the job. Christian McCaffrey, Comeback Player of the Year, big injuries, and he's been a big part of why the 49ers have been winning when they traded him. And that's crazy to me. It's crazy. All those similarities. A lot of parallels there. So we'll see. Salvador says, I have an off-topic question. Do you think Trent Williams is a Hall of Famer? First ballot, 100%, no doubt about it. If Trent Williams does not make a Hall of Fame, I'll stop watching football. No cap. Trent Williams, are you kidding me? He's one of the greatest tackles in NFL history. He's the first tackle to ever be 99 in Madden. That says a lot. But not only that, but he is just a phenomenal. Hands down, he put on a clinic, a masterclass in how to stop Parsons this week. Are you kidding me? Trent Williams is a easy, surefire Hall of Fame. Easy. Luke the Don says, don't forget about D'Amico. Yeah, we can't. He's an assistant Coach of the Year finalist. He's finalist for Assistant Coach of the Year. That's crazy, man. All these accolades is pretty dope. He's up against the Lions OC and the Eagles OC. Both of them are great. Both had great offenses, but D'Amico had the best defense in the NFL. So I feel like the Niners got to win at least one of these damn awards. I hope they don't come out with none. I hope they don't come out empty-handed. But I think Bosa will win Defensive Player of the Year. I don't think they'll give Brock Purdy Rookie of the Year, although to me, I feel like he deserves it. I know he played a limited amount, but I mean, look what he did in that short amount of time. Imagine you put his stats and extrapolate it through the season. I don't know. Garrett Wilson, definitely a phenomenal year. He'll probably win it, but I mean, I don't know. Did Garrett Wilson have an impact for them to win games like Brock did at the end of the season? Big game, money games. He helped them win money games. No disrespect to Garrett Wilson, but towards the end of the season, Jets collapsed. I know they had quarterback issues, but he didn't help them win money games. I don't know. Yeah, so we'll see. Purdy should win it, Nia. He should win it, Ryan. Kenneth Walker says Mason will win it. He had a good season. Running back, good season. Hell of a year. But you can argue all three of them. You can argue all of them. Let's see. Wilson got garbage time stats. See, I agree with that take. I feel like a lot of his stats are kind of like in Dookie time, you know? But that's just me. That's just me. That's just me. I don't know. That's just me. I don't know. Chris Hansen. Didn't Trey Sermon fumble versus the Eagles last year? I believe he did. God, Trey Sermon, revenge game. Trey Sermon, revenge game this weekend. He's not going to be playing. Is he even on the active roster? Honestly, I can't even tell you if Trey Sermon's on the active roster. He got signed to them. He's just been along for the ride. Trey Sermon, revenge game coming up this weekend. Is he on the active roster? Let's check it out. I haven't kept up with Trey Sermon. I'm not going to lie to you. Let's see what Trey Sermon's up to, ladies and gentlemen. Is he on the active roster? Let's see. Man, it's not good. Not good. Professional career. Let's see. It just says he was claimed off waivers on September 1st. Oh, is he on the active roster? Let's see. Let's see. Philadelphia Eagles. Active roster. Let's take a look. I don't think he was released. Was he? Reserved, injured. He's not on the reserve. Practice squad. I don't see him on the practice squad. Oh, man. No, he's on the roster. Trey Sermon, he's on the roster. He's on their active roster. According to their website, he's on the roster. There we go. He hasn't had he hasn't had a rush attempt since October 2nd. I feel bad for the guy. You hate to see it, man. You hate to see it. But there's a reason why they got rid of him. Oh, man. 49ers Raj says, Philly fans are getting pressed about Niner fans bringing up last year when we put up the banner on the Rocky set. Oh, that was a classic moment. You remember that? That was so classic. We put the flag on the Rocky statue. You know what's going to happen this week. You know they're putting the flag on Rocky this week. You know what's going to happen again. That was so funny. I think Eric Crocker, I remember I saw his video and he put it, oh, that was so funny. And then we beat him. That was a good game last year. But this is a whole different team. A whole different team. John B says they are not ready for the speed of our defense. Randy says, I wouldn't try it this year. Probably not smart to poke the bear, but honestly, I think they're going to do it. I have a feeling they're going to. These fans are probably going to do it. They did it last year. They're going to do it again. I'm pretty sure they're going to do it. That was so funny to me. Oh, man. That was funny. They were pressed. And then remember there was like the meme of Rocky Balboa. I think it was like Jimmy, and his face looked like they like morphed his face into Rocky Balboa. Remember that meme? That was so fun. That was so funny. Oh, man. That was funny. Alejandro says, I live in Philly. I hope we get this dub. You and me both, Alejandro. I really hope they get this dub. What's the vibe in Philly like, Alejandro? How's the vibe out there? Is it like, is everybody hyped up, tense? What's the vibe like out there? Tell me how it is. I'm sure it's crazy. How's it like being an Eagles fan or a Niners fan in Eagles country? That's got to be crazy. Gold Blooded says, these fans threw battery-filled snowballs at Santa. I'd be very careful pulling that stunt. Yeah, no, 100% Gold Blooded. These fans are a different breed, bro. They threw batteries at a baseball player years ago, like a decade ago. They got a player that, he was on the team. He got traded, and when he came back home, because he talked some stuff about Philly fans, they pelted that boy with batteries. I was like, oh, God. That was bad. That was bad. Oh, man. That is funny. Best thing in Philly is a fictional character. Cheesesteaks are good, right? How's the cheesesteak life over there? I'm sure cheesesteaks are good. They cheered for Michael Irvin's career-ending injury. Yeah, those fans are a different breed, man. Different breed. John says, I lived in Jersey near Philly, and the Eagles fans are talking a lot of trash. They're unbeatable. That's the vibe I get on Twitter, social media. 49ers Raj says, Lane Johnson has a groin injury. I saw that on the injury report today. I think D'Amico will take advantage. If there's a weakness that they have to take advantage of that because they have a solid O-line. If they can find one weakness in that O-line, they have to attack it. And you're right, because Bosa's got to find that soft spot and get to Jalen Hurts. So you're right. They should attack that side. If he's coming in with a groin injury, go to work on that guy. We got to expose him. He's not 100%, so sat down. I 100% agree. Showboat says the best thing to come out of Philly was the Fresh Prince. I like it. Born and raised. I like that show, though. JR says the Commanders proved that you can beat them with physicality. I agree. That was it. They hit him in the mouth and they ran the ball. And that's what we said all week. You have to hit him in the mouth and run the football. Gotta love it. Gold Blooded says there's only 18% Niner fans right now expected. We got to get that number up. Fresh Prince, another fictional character. Let's do a couple more questions here. I'm going to try to get Guru in tonight, and we're going to recap the Dallas game. Remember, we talked with Guru a couple nights ago, the night before the game, Saturday night. We did a little preview of 49ers Dallas. I've been trying to link up with them. I texted them. I said, hey, let's see if we get on tonight. So either tonight or tomorrow, we'll have Guru back on, and from 957 the game, and we'll chop it up. We'll see what he's like. He's had a few days to process that Dallas loss. I want to see what he thinks. It's going to be fun. See, this is a good comment. This team has experience in these types of games. I feel like that's not being talked about. Yeah, and that's the one thing I was mentioning the last few days is the experience of the 49ers, I think, is a huge, huge, huge factor. I get it. Eagles have some players that have been to the Super Bowl. Like, they got some experience. But these players, 49, they're just so hungry. They've been so close. Like Deebo today, when he was talking about how he's so hungry, you eat. It sucked to lose. I mean, you could tell, like, Deebo, Kittle, Trent, Bosa, these guys wanted. Jimmy Ward, they've been so close. Kyle Shanahan got a lot of experience in these moments, and they want to kind of turn that negative energy that they've had over the years and turn it into something better, So I agree with that. Alejandro says the vibe is crazy. They think they could run through our D like they did the Giants. See, that's the thing. I agree. They think that they could just run through the Niners. They're not going to be able to just run through us. The Niners run through other teams, so it's going to be like hitting a brick wall. So they're going to be trying to run, and then they get hit by a brick wall. So they have to be smarter. If they think they could just run through a wall, you can't. You know what happens when you run through a wall? You fall back and you hurt yourself. So that is the big issue. That is a big factor right there because the Eagles have not played a team as physical as the San Francisco 49ers. So I'm telling you, they just haven't. But again, Dallas was a huge test for the Niners, and here comes another one. NFC East versus the 49ers this offseason or this postseason. And here we go. We got one more to go until there's one more to go. So Ryan says Shanny needs a ring. We all give him crap. If he wins with Mr. Irrelevant, no more can be said. And that's true. Again, that's what we said. If Kyle wins this Super Bowl with Mr. Irrelevant at quarterback, this is his legacy. This is a legacy game. So the better team will execute and win, says Gold Blooded. I agree. I'm just hyped up for Sunday, man. I'm tired of talking. I'm tired of seeing all these tweets. I'm tired of all the blah blah blah. I just want this game to start. But that's it for now. I'm gonna take a little break. We'll be back on Instagram later tonight. I'm gonna try to get some people on later tonight. Try to work on some things. I'm gonna try to hopefully be live with Guru later tonight. I'm gonna follow up on my text from earlier. We'll see if we can get him on, and we'll kind of recap that Niners Dallas game from what we talked about Saturday night. So I'll see you guys a little later. Appreciate you. I love you. Have a good rest of your day.